Hey folks, Joe Shoemaker here. Hope you're having a good day. It's Friday the 24th of July, 2009. Beautiful sunny day here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Driving around the village of West Clay this afternoon. Thinking. Dangerous for me to think. Nonetheless, I'm thinking. And today what I've got on my mind is sellers and buyers and their negotiation process as it relates to home inspections and conditions and who has the upper hand and all that stuff. So I think it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that it's a tough real estate market right now. Just spun through the village of West Clay and saw as many signs for sale signs in that neighborhood as I've ever seen in there. And I lived there for a while, so I keep a good eye on what's going on, and it's pretty apparent that it's a tough time to be selling a house. I'm going to adjust the camera here a little bit. It's tough to get an offer on a house, much less get something to closing. And so what I'm seeing, and I'm anecdotally hearing it from a lot of my peers, is that buyers are being very aggressive with their offers, offering low prices and tough conditions, things that tend to favor them and their position. And I can't say that I blame them. You know, again, it's a pretty obvious thing that it's tough to sell, and with a lot of competition and lots of inventory, that buyers have the upper hand when it comes to negotiations. So, that's just sort of the nature of the beast. So we get through the initial phase of negotiations, and generally the seller's feeling pretty beat up. They've come down their price a couple of times. They may be even losing money from when they bought the house 5 or 6 years ago. So they're feeling pretty bloodied and beaten, and we haven't even gotten to the inspection phase of the process yet. And that's where I'm seeing things getting a little nutty. Where sellers who are, again, feeling pretty bruised and who very clearly in this real estate market don't have the upper hand begin to feel like they're in much of a position to negotiate. They've already agreed up, with this particular buyer. Let's just suggest that they've come to terms with a buyer, price, conditions, so forth. Everybody's modestly happy. Sellers usually a little less so than the buyers in this market, but nonetheless, they've come to terms, and now the inspection happens, and the buyer finds that there are some major defects. It could be a roof, it could be rotten windows, it could be siding that's defective, it could be plumbing that needs to be dealt with, or electrical issues. Some things that substantially affect the habitability, the safety, the security, or the structure of the property. Something that would substantially affect the value of the property if it's something that may not be a safety issue. And again, sellers feeling pretty beat up. Buyers asking them to make a major repair, $5,000 or $6,000 or $10,000, and the sellers are fed up. Again, I can't say that I blame them, but the reality is, it kind of is what it is. And I think your choice is either sell your house or be right. If you want to be right and say, no, I'm not fixing the stuff, I'll keep my house, and you can go buy another one, and that's just exactly what's going to happen. Keep your house, and the buyer will go buy another one. I'm not saying that's right or wrong or good or bad, but it's reality. So, again, I'm just noticing that going on in the market right now, more than ever. So, anyway, that's just my random thought for the day. So if you're selling, I'm sorry. It's a tough time. Be prepared to get beat up. And if your house isn't in perfect condition, if you haven't taken the time up front to have the house pre-inspected and fixed everything that's wrong with it, be prepared to get beat up a second time. Or just stay put. And if you stay put, live in your house. Learn to love it. Paint your dining room that color you've been wanting to paint it since you've lived there, but were afraid to because you thought it was, some buyer wouldn't like it. Live in your house and love it. Anyway, that's my thought for this Friday afternoon. Hope you all have a good day. If you have questions or want to chat, call me anytime. 317-413-8501 or hit me online, joeshoe.com. Talk with you real soon.